Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 2 of Around the Ground Soccer Podcast. Today, we're going to be doing some bit of transfer talking. We decided to take 5 of the what we see as some of the biggest transfers and most talkative transfers of the summer transfer window in 2022. We're going to start off with Darwin Nunez, followed by Frankie De Jong, Rafinha, Gareth Bale, and Sadio Mane. Are you ready, Leo?
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's get into talking about first old Darwin Nunez. He seems to be going to Liverpool. Fee of around, what was it, 100 million?
100 mil for Darwin Nunez.
Yeah, astonishing. What are your thoughts on this player?
Honestly, he seems like a pretty good finisher, pretty good overall striker. But would you pay 100 mil for him? I felt like he was a bit overpriced, and I feel one of the biggest reasons was probably because United would also wanted him. So put like that pressure from United probably cost Liverpool to like spend 100 mil on a player who, to me, I believe cost about like 40 to 50 mil max. That's what I believe.
Yeah, I can't help but agree with that. Well, Benfica produced another forward not long before this that they also sold for astonishing fee. If you're familiar with João Felix,
Yep.
and I'd say that he hadn't really panned out for the fee that was paid for him. He's a good player. He's done things for Atletico. Don't get me wrong. I know he had like some injuries, but he's definitely not paid the 100 mil price tag in return. So uh,
He's I don't think he's fully developed as like I mean it is a bigger league, but the Prem is arguably one of the or the best league in the world at the moment. So going in to the Prem from what Liga NOS is a pretty big move, and honestly, he's gonna have a lot of pressure. We know Liverpool's main striker kind of just left already, and so it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how he actually performs.
yep. And then just to recap, yeah, Darwin Nunez, Liverpool for 100 mil. He's promising talent, and we'll see how it pans out. Next, we've got Frankie De Jong here going to Manchester United, and I'll start with this one. I'm excited for this because one of my favorite ever stories in just in soccer was the Ajax. I think it was 2018 or 19.
Yeah,
Well,
2008.
everyone, I don't know the year, but everyone knows what I'm talking about. If you watch soccer remotely closely, they went to the Champions League semifinals, and this guy was at the heart of the midfield under the manager he is going to be coached by again. A little reunion there, and Eric Ten Hag. That being, I'm excited. I think that Frankie De Jong is an excellent midfielder. He did what he could at Barcelona. He wasn't handed a lot of the tools and instruments to work with that he wanted to. He worked under his Dutch counterpart Ronald Koeman, and he's been a lock-in starter. But Man United are ready to move on with the Spanish talents as in Pedri, Gavi, and what's the other one? Ricky Puig. They've got a Spanish trio of young stars in midfield, so they like to use this money that they get from Frankie De Jong elsewhere, pay off their financial debts. Maybe. What do you think?
I mean, you're forgetting about Van de Beek. He's still at United right now. I mean, he hasn't played at United, but obviously he's still he was part of that 2018 squad. And honestly, having him and De Jong right next to each other is going to make a difference. Like Manchester United have done terrible as a United fan. We've seen our downfall, and honestly, Frankie De Jong is really to me is a better overall player than Pogba. So I'm really happy with this one. I feel like De Jong will really do something and really create chances, specifically because our struggling midfield is looking pretty bad. And with him in there, I think we have a solid chance of competing for top 4.
Yeah,
If
I
not
agree.
second place, but that's a bit of a stretch, but definitely will help us get the top 4.
I agree. Is Van de Beek back from loan though? Because he was on loan
Yeah.
at Everton.
No, he's back. He's back.
Oh, it was a
Yeah.
6 month loan. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, he seemed to I'm not sure how well he did over at Everton. I think
I don't think he's
unfortunately,
at all.
yeah, I think he was back on the bench again. I'd love to see Van de Beek get some playing time, but I think this Dutch Man United perfect link under their Dutch manager. I think these two could cause some problems.
I
So
think.
Do you know the fee by any chance? This trans-
They're looking about from like 60 to 75 mil. It's pretty undecided. I mean, we're still figuring it out, but it looks like it's more than likely gonna happen by the end of the month, if not by the start of July. But yeah, we're looking at about 75 mil.
yeah, I think that's a fair price.
I think it's a low price for him.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a steal. Next transfer we have Rafinha to Chelsea, and this one I just heard news of hours ago. Um, this as a United States national team fan pisses me off, and I'll get to that. But well, you go ahead and start with this one.
Rafinha, I mean, I saw him at Leeds. He's a pretty talented player, but I didn't expect him to honestly go to Chelsea. I mean, we've seen him linked to Arsenal, United, we've seen him to Barcelona, and Chelsea just came out of nowhere and just decided to just buy Rafinha. I mean, you got Ziyech, you got Pulisic, you got a lot of wingers in that club, and I don't know where he will fit, but they now have Rafinha in the squad, and I don't know how good of a move it's for Chelsea. To me, it seems a bit of a waste because they already have a lot of natural talented wingers. So I don't understand the move, but they got Rafinha, talented player, and I'm sure he'll find a way to fit into that squad.
Yeah, I don't understand the move either, to be honest with you, because they just got rid of Lukaku, who, albeit was, we don't need to talk about that. That could be a whole episode in itself, but he was nothing for Chelsea. But that was their only true nine that they had in the squad. When it came down to it, Timo Werner's the other nine, but he can be more of a winger as well. So this puzzled me because Chelsea just lost Rudiger and Christensen in defense. They've departed to Barcelona and Real Madrid, funny enough, so they'll be coming up against each other in the El Clasicos. So obviously they're losing Cesar Azpilicueta too. That's the three center backs gone. So they're gonna have to make some defensive signings, but they just splashed the cash here on Rafinha, who had an amazing season. But now they've got Ziyech, Werner, Pulisic, Havertz, and Hudson Odoi, Mount. How many attacking options do you want when you can only start three? I don't understand it. As an American fan, obviously Pulisic's playing time is going to significantly decrease with this signing. Because it's not even like he's in Pulisic's position. Pulisic, as I understand, Rafinha is more of a right winger. Pulisic's a left winger. But Tuchel plays these Chelsea attackers all over the place. I mean, I've seen Pulisic at the 9, the false 9 at the 10. I've seen him everywhere this season on the wings and left wing back right. I mean, he's played all over the field, and so have all the other attackers. I think it's a horrible system, but hey, they won the Champions League, so what do I know? I don't get it. I don't get the signing personally, but Tuchel seems to have been knowing what he's doing in the past few years. So maybe they've got plans.
He's a great manager. I mean, let's not take credit away from Tuchel, but at the same time, it's just like you got this many attackers, yet defending options you don't have any. You got Thiago Silva, who's pretty much at his end of his career, in my opinion. I mean, he probably still has a couple years, but we're stretching that career a little bit. And who else do we got at defense? We got Reese, James Reese, I believe is his name.
Yep.
And then we got Chilwell, who's gonna come back, but after that, I can't name many other players that are really gonna like stand out in the defense.
I'm not sure if Tomori they lost him for good or he was
Mori, they lost him for good. Milan bought him. Yeah. So it's just like who do they have now? I mean, there's no one there. There's no one there.
No, any predictions to who's gonna fill in those gaps? They're gonna sign.
Honestly, if I mean, no, I don't see anyone going to Chelsea right now. I mean, probably if anything, Timber. Ajax. He's been linked to United heavily, but I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea would try to like swoop the deal because they've been quiet in the market in terms of like getting deals done, but they've done some damage to other clubs. I mean, I know Arsenal took a big hit with this one. So I mean, I don't know what Chelsea's plans are, but the new owners definitely are pulling something out of the bag because
Yep.
this defense is looking pretty bad.
Yep, we'll have to wait and see. Next transfer is Gareth Bale, and who would have thought we'd see Gareth Bale 5 years ago? if you said that you'd see Gareth Bale in the MLS at age 32 or whatever, you probably would have laughed in my face. I didn't. I'm not saying that I said it, but it's no. I don't think anyone saw his career go. Some will say downhill. When yeah, let's be honest, it's a decline. He's had poor form at Madrid since his amazing Champions League season where he scored the 2 goals against Liverpool. But here we are, and Gareth Bale's in an LAFC hat. I'm worried about this because I'm a Galaxy fan. So it worries me because we've got Gareth Bale and Chiellini lining up against each other now. But hopefully, I'll have the pleasure of going to some games and watching them. Another thing is Gareth going to take this seriously? I know that a couple years ago I saw a quote that he said, "Oh, I love going on holiday to LA. They have great golf courses," or something along those lines. I'm not going to quote it directly, but yeah, we've seen MLS players treat the United States like a vacation, like a Higuain. I mean, this dude was knocking in goals across the Serie A like it was for fun, and he comes to MLS and he's horrible. It's sad to see, but hopefully, I think Gareth will be different. I think that he still has talent and he's still in his prime, to be honest with you. So MLS is getting this could be the first European star in their prime that's coming to the MLS. I say 32 is it's the end of the prime, but he would have had 1 or 2 more years. Like look at Benzema right now, having arguably his best season ever at 34. I mean, Bale's in his prime.
Right. And I mean, I feel like the motivation to perform for the World Cup is actually going to help him perform in the MLS because, like, he wants the playing time. He wants to have consistent playing time. So it's just a matter of time till we see a prime Gareth Bale again. He's 32. Yeah. I mean, he hasn't really played at all for Madrid, probably because of a lot of internal problems. But I see Bale as a very, very dangerous player in the MLS and a very someone that youngsters could learn from, honestly. And this is like a good move for the MLS, a good move for LAFC. And as an LAFC fan, yes, sir, I think this is gonna be amazing. Obviously, I'm excited to watch him. I'm excited to see him score bangers on LA Galaxy and all the other teams. It's just gonna be a hell of a team to watch, that LAFC team. And honestly, I'm surprised he came to LAFC because he still could have played for and started for a lot of top European teams. So the fact that he chose the LAFC, I mean, at the same time, it is kind of worrying because we don't know if he's coming to play soccer, you know.
Artie, what's going on here?
Yeah, but there's never a time to know. Only time will tell what he came here to do.
Yeah,
And
I
I
mean, he posted on Instagram about it already. He's changed his profile picture to this picture that you see right here. He's posted about 4 times about this now, and he seems to be pretty happy with the decision. See you soon, Los Angeles. It's a new chapter in his career. We'll see how it pans out.
from
Moving into
Madrid,
the last transfer talk is old Sadio Mane. Now this is probably
oh,
the biggest one for me.
player in the world.
Yeah, he's the best player in the world. Is he? Hopefully Bayern thinks so by the end of this. You want to start this one off?
Sadio Mane. I mean, a lot of people are very, very mostly Liverpool fans are very confused by the transfer because he did have a pretty good overall pretty good career at Liverpool. But I'm really not that surprised because he's won it all at Liverpool. He's won everything that you could win at club level. So why not like try out a new challenge? He's pretty much at his prime. He's balling out. I mean, we know of a certain player that wants to leave Bayern too. So why not? This is the perfect time. Why don't you just show yourself in a different league? I mean, it's not considered the best league or it's not given too much credit to Bundesliga, but I feel like he's there to perform, and he's definitely going to boost Bayern's chances of winning the UCL next season. He's just a great player to watch, and him coming from Southampton and really proving himself really showed that this guy is made for these type of challenges. So I'm excited to see him in a different league, in a different playing style, and it's just going to be a very good like player to watch. Also, I felt like he was overshadowed by Salah at Liverpool, so now that he has the spotlight, we're really going to see how good this guy is.
Yeah, that's definitely a major point there. You mentioned overshadowed by Salah. I mean, this is sort of his his breakaway. I feel like he's back in red, but maybe bigger and better. He's away from who's the best African player in the world, or who's the best African player in the Premier League, who's the best African player on Liverpool, who's better, like their whole career. From what I know, I mean, they say they don't, but they don't like each other.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
just be honest with ourselves. You could see it on the field. They get frustrated with each other and they try to do it all themselves. And I think that was making Liverpool worse as a whole. I mean, it worked when they were two low key players back in like 2019 and stuff like that. It was like, oh, okay. Like they're, up and coming, both of them. But now they're on top of the world, both of them. You can't have two people like that. You can't have two egos in the same locker room. It does not work. You've seen it before. And I think that Bayern, he's going there. He's going to add another trophy or two to the cabinet, probably 100% the Bundesliga. It's sad, but I mean, it is what it is. It's the least exciting league in the world because the winner every year. But it's the other teams are still competitive for those top four spots. So it makes it a little bit fun to watch. But Bayern are going to win the Bundesliga in 2023. I probably the DFB Pokal if they focus on that. But he's not going to be playing as many games. I know the Bundesliga season is a bit shorter, so he's going to have a lot more rest time. And I also feel that he will be able to focus more on the Champions League, be able to focus more on his career with Senegal. He's going to have more time off, and league will be a little less stressful. Probably get some rotation in there because they don't need their best 11 to win 90% of the games. So yeah, we'll see how it pans out. I'm also excited for it too. I think it's cool. I personally think on his day, Mane's better than Salah. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at an article and he's getting paid half of what Salah was getting paid, and he was getting paid half of what other players were getting paid. And this guy, to me, he probably was the best player for Liverpool at the time. And honestly, seeing him go this way, it's a bit sad because I feel like he deserved better. But at the same time, I'm happy that he chose to really evolve and like create a better career for himself and just accept the new challenge that's coming to him. And I feel like Liverpool are gonna miss him next season. I don't think one of our earlier transfers, which is Darwin Nunez, I don't think he's gonna be able to really fit in Mane's shoes. To be honest, it's gonna be
they're completely different players. Mane is gonna beat you on the dribble. Nunez is the finisher, the bigger body. But Mane's he's a great player in his own right. I think that he's probably going to play in the 9 role, honestly, for Bayern because with Lewa departing, we don't know where yet, or else he'd be in this list. Put it that way. We don't know where he's departing to. Probably not looking like he's going to be Barca, but yeah, back to Bayern. He'll probably start up top for Bayern with Sane and Gnabry on the wings. And Coman as a sub. All these guys will rotate.
Right behind, you got everyone there.
Yep.
What else?
Yep, he's going to get a lot more rest. He's going to be able to focus on his Senegal career more, which is, like we mentioned in our previous episode, they're a up and coming team and something to be taken seriously. But that's probably going to conclude it for our transfer talks in episode 2. Thank you guys again for listening. Anything to say?
No, it's just I think as transfers develop over the next few days, we'll probably bring more.
Yeah, there'll definitely be another episode of this when we get 5 more big names. We could probably do another 5 big names now. To be honest with you, but yeah, thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Goodbye.